Hi, and welcome to the NBA show. My name is Morten Jensen. Today, I was supposed to be talking about the Charlotte Hornets and their rebuilding process and how their season went, but you know what? I'm not going to. I think I need to address something else entirely, which is just the abhorrent behavior of fans from last night. We're looking at a situation where Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks got spat on in New York, and where Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards got drenched in popcorn by a fan leaving the game while injured. Look, usually I'm not the type of guy who really likes to be angry or frustrated. Well, I can on occasion, but this frustrates me to no end. And I realize that some people are going to say, well, it happens so infrequently. Why should we get all amped up about it? Because you have to have a no tolerance policy towards something that cannot be tolerated. At the end of the day, these people are doing something that is extremely hurtful to human beings. Think about it. You wouldn't want to spit or throw popcorn at your pets, for example. Why would you want to do that to another human being? Why? Because they're millionaires? Because they have a spotlight? Then suddenly they don't have emotions, feelings, anxiety, perhaps? I think this type of behavior is so tiresome. I mean, look, this is even the first time we're seeing Russell Westbrook be involved with fans in this capacity. I mean, we're seeing him getting attacked from so many angles, racism-wise as well, where fans are calling him all kinds of things that I'm not going to be repeating on this video. It is time for us as NBA observers, as NBA fans, as people who just love the game of basketball, or sports in general, or just human beings, people who like to have a decent tone in society, to stand up and say, you know what? No, we have to reject this type of behavior right off the bat. It is so abhorrent. It is so ugly. It is so distasteful. It is so not where we need to be as a society. Look, here's the thing. The NBA opened back up. Arenas opened back up. That should be a cause for celebration. It shouldn't be some type of pass to do whatever the fuck you want. To do those things is completely unacceptable. It is so far out where you just kind of cannot comprehend what goes through the minds of these people. Sure, I'm going to throw popcorn at an NBA player because why not? He earns millions, I don't, so it's fair. What? No. And the spitting, are you freaking kidding me? Spitting on another human being. Really? That's your standard? That's what you want to do? That you're fine then if someone else at your workplace goes right up to your cubicle and spits you in the face? That's cool with you? That's okay? Fuck no. I'm drawing a line here, and I know I'm probably preaching to the choir. I know you out there watching this video like right now are probably nodding along going, of course, it's human decency to just act nice. I mean, you don't even have to do this video. We all know. Yeah. Except we don't, do we? Otherwise, these situations don't happen. And we're seeing this happen more and more. I mean, hell, I've been to sporting events. I'm sure you have too. And I've experienced every sort of thing that you can, like heckling, racist behavior, and I'm sure you have too. And I think it's time now that we start really acting out towards it and just go, no, stand up and say this is out of line. We have to just draw that line in the sand ourselves, because stupid people aren't going to do that. They're not going to monitor themselves. They're going to be doing whatever they think is appropriate, as misguided as that is, in that particular time. And it's on us to just lay it out and say, stop, that's not okay. That means permanent bans for sporting events. It means us having the courage to stand up and going, you know what you're saying right now? That's not okay. And to put this into context, apologies, this frustrates me to no end. My third NBA game that I ever attended in Chicago, I think it was in 2003 or 4. It was the Bulls against Pacers. I grew up a Bulls fan, and that was my first Bulls game. And I remember we were sitting behind a Pacers fan. The Pacers were visiting, so they were the road team, and they had a guy just apparently, or not they, but there was a Pacers fan who sat right in front of me with his wife, and initially he was just heckling in a way that was, acceptable. Eddie Curry is not a great rebounder, so he was like yelling to Eddie Curry, oh, way to go, you got a rebound. Like, yes, sure, that's like borderline, but okay. I mean, that's acceptable. That's within the boundaries of acceptance. But then it suddenly started to turn a little bit ugly. As he turned to his wife at one point and says, you know why the Bulls don't win? They don't have that white-blue color guy. Now, I was, I think, 17 or 18 at that point in time, so I didn't really fully comprehend what was going on there when he said that, but I had just to remember that tone striking me a little bit off. Like something wasn't right there. And I understood, maybe a couple years later, full disclosure, I grew up in Denmark. I didn't really see a whole lot of casual racism in that regard. But I realized a couple years later what that meant, and it was sort of heartbreaking, or not sort of, it was heartbreaking. And I started paying more attention to this when I was at sporting events. Not just the casual racism, but also just the way that people would address athletes. And it's abhorrent. It really is important. And there's some sort of justification that because of their salaries, it's fine. And it's not just athletes, it's performers. Anyone who dares go up on a stage and do something, whether it's singing, playing sports, art, whatever. We seem to somehow think that these are not human beings. They're objects. They're something that we can say whatever we want to say to, and it's fine. And it's not. It's not fine. We have to do something else now. And I understand that these were two examples. They're probably few and far in between. I don't care. I really don't care. We need to stamp this out as quickly as we can. I get so frustrated when I see this. Because let's be honest here. It is not a way to have a functional society in this regard. It's just not. It's not the way forward to achieve that level where we all want to be collectively. This is hatred, however you want to slice it. And you can sum it up by saying, well, that's just the heat of the battle. It's rivalries. Fuck that. The fuck it's not. It's not. A rivalry is where you actually understand that it's a sport and it doesn't affect your life whatsoever. To spit on someone, to throw popcorn at them? Do you think Russell Westbrook and Trae Young went home after that game not thinking about what had happened? Really? Because if you do, you're kidding yourselves. It's time to start acting up against this type of behavior. I don't care if the guy I'm standing to wears the same sports colors as I do. If I see that guy spitting on someone, it's my goddamn responsibility to turn around and tell him that's not okay. We need to do something now. It is getting ridiculous. So I hope the NBA takes this seriously and bans those people for life. And at the same time, it's on us to start limiting that type of behavior all around. I apologize that I'm not usually my chipper self, but this is something that, just as you can tell, gives me a reaction. And it frustrates me, and I want to address it. We need to do better. We really need to do better, and we need to do it now.